Hello and welcome to the Heritage Bundle Part 3. This time we're looking at the Premonition. So we'll have a look at the shield visuals on the Premonition. The shields we'll be looking at are from the Dilithium store during special events in the year, the Zen or C store, and also the summer and winter events. So the first section we're looking at is the summer and winter event store shields. These are available to craft all year round, assuming of course you have the consumables by either playing the events in the year or purchasing them off of the exchange. So the first shield we shall have a look at is the Vikiri Vanity Shield from the winter event store. It is currently the only shield in the winter event store. So we've got this grey hull material. You can see that's red material fill here. Got this red and very dull blue looking deflector. The yellow there on the impulse engines. Get more of that red material around the temple drive there and on top of engineering hull. Now, due to all the animation effects on this particular model, the Bussard collectors, the top of the nacelles and also the temple drive don't change with the Vanity Shield colours. So as we rotate through the light there, you can see those red filled areas changing as the light hits them. Same there on the underside, and you see more of that deep red there for the deflector, and the way it angles into the hull there, quite nice. So we're moving on to the summer event store now. So these shields are a baseball series of shields. The first one up is the Andorian Blue Boars. So we've got a blue and orange Vanity Shield here. See the orangey yellow there on the deflector. You can see this orange colours here around the front part of the saucer section. And you can also see the blue there as well. This yellow orange effect here for the impulse engines. You see some of this grey material as well, which has orange lines in it. It's supposed to be similar to a baseball shirt. It's got a bit of a gradient from the blues into the oranges as well in some areas. Now with these baseball shields, they all follow the same pattern, and all that happens is the colours change as we look at each shield. As we rotate through, we've got that orange shine as the light hits it. And also within the orange yellowy sections here is the actual logos of the baseball team. So as the light hits it, unfortunately I can't zoom in far enough on the ship customizer to see, but I did show it on the Achilles video that I did recently. As the light hits it, we do see the emblem for the team, and the emblem is the little emblem that you see actually in the shield icon in your inventory as well. Next up it's the Bozeman Titans, so it's a grey, yellow and black Vanity Shield, this one. So I've got the yellow there on the deflector, you can see the yellow on quite a bit of the hull, along with the grey there and the black and yellow lines. Got yellow there for the impulse engines. Underneath the nacelle cover, you've got the yellow going along there as well. And that yellow reflective shine as the light hits the hull material. So next up we are looking at the Caitian Claws. So I've got this purple and gold colour shield. You see here this yellowy gold effect here on the deflector array. Yellow there on the impulse engines. Bit of the yellow going underneath this nacelle cover here. A wee bit of a purple shine to it as the white hits off it. We can make out there at the back that change in pattern is the emblems that I was referring to earlier. Now we come to the Deep Space Niners. So this is based off of their uniform in that season 7 episode of DS9, Take Me Out to the Holosuite. So we've got blues, oranges, reds and greys in this one. So we can see here this red deflector with a touch of the orange at the outside. Quite a bit of the blue and orange there on the hull, as you can see from the front. Back here we've got this orange with a touch of red on the impulse engines. We've got a bit of the orange into red there underneath this nacelle cover. Get that orange shine to it as the light bounces off of it. Here we have the Denebian Slime Devils Vanity Shield, so that's a purple and green Vanity Shield. So we can see here this green deflector. It's nice that it retains the overlay on it. Got the green there for the impulse engines. Touch of green there underneath the cell cover there. Now as we rotate through, nice shine as the light hits it. Here is the Ferenginar Liquidator's Vanity Shield. So we've got a green and gold colour here. So we can see this goldy yellow here on the deflector. Same there for the impulse engines. Touch of the gold there underneath the cell cover. Then the two-tone with the green and gold on the hull there. Next up, it's the stem bolts. So we've got a pink, grey and white Vanity Shield here. So you see this white into the grey there on the deflector array. You see various shades of the pink on the hull. Got this greyish white effect there on the impulse engines. Same the grey going along to the white underneath the nacelle cover there. And then on the hull you can see the various shades of pink going into the greys there. And as the light hits it, we've got this pink shine to it. So the Vulcan Logicians Vanity Shield, based off of their uniforms, again in that Season 7 episode of Deep Space Nine. This is a grey, purple and gold. That's lovely purple deflector here. Purple into the white there for the impulse engines. There's a touch of that gold colouring there. Touch of purple underneath the nacelle cover. Purple shine as we rotate through light source there. Now we come to the last of the summer event shields. This is the work bees. So we've got this gold and red vanity shield. You see this nice orangey yellow effect going on here with the deflector. Yellow there for the impulse engines. Like gold trim going underneath the nacelle covers there. Then you can see the gradient from the red into the gold there on the hull. As we rotate through, we're getting this red shine as the light hits it. Again, there at the back you can make out, certainly there's a pattern there. You might not be able to see the emblems clearly, unfortunately. Moving on, we are looking at the shields available in the Dilithium store during certain events throughout a year, and also the Zen or C store. Now currently there is only one shield available in the C store, and that is the Alliance Vanity Shield. So it's out of the Khitomer Alliance bundle, where you get the uniform, the shield and an upgrade. And it's designed to give your vessel the look of a Khitomer Alliance ship, so such as the Khitomer, the Jarok, the Rex. So we have this white hull, we've got the dark greys, we've got this gold fill as well, with this lovely cyan deflector here. Got this yellow through an orange into a red effect here on the impulse engines. The cyan there underneath the cell cover. Then more of the dark grey, the gold and the white fills there on the hull. And then you also see these red lines as well, which is part of the shield. Now we come to the first of the shields available in the Dilithium store. So this is the Baul Vanity Shield. You can see this blue and white effect here on the deflector. And then we've got this dark grey hull material here. That lovely red there on the impulse engines. A bit of that blue going on underneath the nacelle cover there. As we come through, there's almost an etched pattern in the hull material as well. So it's designed to give your vessel the look of a Baul ship. And there's more of that etched pattern going on there on the underside as well. This is the Borg Vanity Shield, poorly named unfortunately, as it should be named the Liberated Borg Vanity Shield. It does cause a bit of confusion or disappointment, as it doesn't give your vessel the look of an assimilated vessel. That's done via the shield's impulse, deflector and module in the Omega rep. So what we have in this shield is we've got this dark blue with a lot of the grey there as well on the deflector array. You can see this blue lit area as well as this gold lit area. So that's sections of the hull that are missing hull plates. So it's designed to give a conduit kind of look to it. And we've got the grey hull material, and as we look around the ship you'll start to see a lot of hull plate lines to give it that probably not a smooth look. You can see the lighting effects there quite a bit on the temporal drive, again there on top of the engineering hull. See all that hull plate lines there, give it a patched look. You have a bit of that dark blue just along here underneath the nacelle cover. A got more of those exposed conduit look effects going on in quite a large portion of the saucer and the main hull and the pylons there of the nacelles, also the top of the temporal drive. And we're the same there on the underside. Here we have the Discovery Vanity Shield. Now this is one of a few shields in the game that actually changes depending on what faction you apply it on. So on a Federation you get this look, to give your vessel the look of vessels in Season 1 of Star Trek Discovery. And as we'll see next, when you apply it to a KDF character, it's a totally different looking shield. I do wish they'd split them out. A, it would give more of a dual sync in the game, and B, it would allow you to pick one or the other regardless of what faction you're flying. So if you like the look of a Federation one when you're flying a Klingon character, apply the Federation one, and vice versa if you're on the Federation and you wanted the KDF one. We've got the blue, white and a bit of a honeycomb pattern here on the deflector. You've got the grey hull material, honeycomb red there on the impulse engines. Got this light blue just underneath the edge of the nacelle covers there. There's a bit of a hull panel pattern going on in the hull material as well, with a couple of different shades of grey there also. So here we have the Discovery Vanity Shield on a KDF character. So this is designed to give your vessel a look as to what they referred to as Klingons in Discovery. So we've got this brown hull material, got this white and red deflector effect here, got that yellowish impulse engines with that pattern on it there. A bit of a pattern effect to get the yellow underneath the nacelle cover there, and then as you can see there's a lot of glyphs in various shapes throughout the hull material. You can see that pattern effect there at the front of the deflector as well. Here we have the Emperor Vanity Shield. So we've got this grey hull material, this lovely orange and yellow deflector array with quite a nice pattern on it, almost like a target. The cyan blue there for the impulse engines. See some of that purple hull material there underneath the temporal drive and at the top of the engineering hull. Got this yellow going underneath the nacelle cover there, more of that purple shading. And then just because we're in the shade of the light here, we can see these blue illuminated dots that do cover the full hull material. It's almost like a starfield effect on it, which is quite nice. And here we have the Ferengi Vanity Shield. So if you take your vessel to a repair dock run by Ferengi, this is how your ship might look when it comes out. So we've got the orange there, standard hull material Ferengi ships. We've got this almost gold trim going on it as well, and this nice yellow deflector here at the front. The yellow there on the impulse engines, a bit of that gold colour there underneath the temporal drive, again top of the engineering hull. Then we've got the yellow going underneath that nacelle cover there. There's also touches of grey as well, especially around the phaser strips there. Now we move over to the Herc Vanity Shield. So we've got this greenish colour here for the hull material, and we've got this almost plum colour there as well. Then we've got the green there for the deflector, and this illuminated green pattern here as well. Got that yellowy green effect there on the impulse engines. You see that illuminated green effect there on the temporal drive. See a bit better there with that pattern effect on it. And that yellowy green on the bottom of the cell cover there. Then quite a bit of that illuminated pattern effect throughout the ship. And same again there on the underside. The Kelvin Divergence Vanity Shield is another one of these shields that, depending on what faction you apply it on, is depending on the look that you get. So this is on a Federation character, so we've got the Federation skin for it. So it's designed to give your vessel the look of the ships in the reboot films. So I've got this blue and then white here on the deflector. Got the white, grey, and a couple of shades of grey on the hull itself. This yellow and orange pattern here for the impulse engines. Then I've got this light blue underneath the nacelle cover. Now, thankfully this ship is another one of these ones with the animation effects, so we do not get the awful Bussard Collector effect this shield has. And this is the Kelvin Divergence Vanity Shield on a KDF character. So you can see the two-tone green there on the hull. This very dull blue effect there on the deflector. It's quite a nice pattern to it. Honeycomb pattern there on the red impulse engines. And we've got this dull blue again. It's got a bit of a pattern effect underneath the nacelle cover there. And we've got some touches of grey as well, outlining parts of the ship there. Again, we've got another pattern effect there at the front of the deflector array. Another very popular shield in the game is the Section 31 Vanity Shield. Odds are it'll probably get more popular after that movie comes out in January 2025. Cyan deflector there with a nice pattern to it. The dark hull material. The honeycomb bright red there on the impulse engines. Cyan there again underneath the nacelle cover there. A couple of different shades there to the hull material as well as a line effect there underneath and at the top there of the temporal drive. Cyan blue there. You see some more of that line effect as well on the underside. This is the Zenkethy shield. We've got quite a bit going on with this shield. So we'll have the green, it's the main hull colour. It's got a carved look effect to it. We've got the grey as well. And most prominent at the moment is this pattern with lights that pulsate. You can see it pulsating away there, quite the thing. Got the white into a yellow there on the deflector. Got white there for the impulse engines. And white there underneath that, the cell cover. Then we'll start to see some of the black hull material as well. There's that carved effect there that I was referring to. So we've got quite a bit of the black hull material there as we look down from the top. And similar there on the bottom. Now we come to what is currently the last shield in the dilithium store. I say that because at the end of 2024 we got an indication from DEKA that in 2025 they'll be looking to add more shields into the dilithium store. Quite looking forward to that. So this here is the Zhat Vash vanity shield. So I've got this green and red deflector here. See the green and a brown shading here on the hull as well. We've got the red there for the impulse engines. There's green here underneath that nacelle cover there. And then you can see the two-tone of the hull material. Very reminiscent of a army camouflage, that one. Very nice looking as well. And that concludes our look at the vanity shields on the Premonition. So as always, thank yous all very, very much for watching. It's very much appreciated. Do remember to like and subscribe. It does help the channel. And once the channel hits some milestones, I'll start doing some giveaways in Star Trek Online. There's links below for the STO wiki for all your information on Star Trek Online, the news blog for the patch notes and updates for Star Trek Online. Then there's also my affiliate link for real merch, which will get you 10% off your Star Trek model order. Then the chapters are there, and last but not least is the link to Casual Sab's YouTube channel. So he does a lot of builds, reviews, news, Q&A and live streams. Very knowledgeable individual, well worth a watch. But until the next video, thanks again for watching.